What's up, YouTube land? So we're back with another video. First, I just want to give a big thanks to everyone who watched my last video, everybody who liked, commented, and especially to my new subscribers. I'm truly humbled and want to start this video by saying that. I started this channel just to throw my hobbies out there, and I'm very thankful for all the positive responses. Future-wise for the channel, I would like to start making some S2K content, and I also do the sim racing thing too, so I hope to do some content on that as well. But make no mistake, there will be a lot of TSX content on here. That's definitely not going to stop. I got a lot planned, such as part installs, part reviews, and just an overall review on this car and the first gens in general. And I might also do a video of my experience on this famous German track, so stay tuned. But speaking of parts, here's a little sneak peek of what I'm working on. Cool, now moving on to the actual content. As most TSX owners know, when it comes to big brake kits, we have more affordable and arguably better alternatives like this RL caliper, the TL Type S, and Genesis calipers. My main concern with these were mainly the rotor fitment issues. The results weren't consistent because certain rotors would work for some, while others had issues with the same setup. And I didn't want to go through the whole trial and error process. I just wanted something that works. Plus it falls in line with the direction I want to go with this car. And as you can see, the thumbnail has a couple hints. Okay, so just to show what's actually in the box, here we have the calipers, the brackets, bolts, and washers. Next, I'm just showing how to attach the caliper to the bracket, or vice versa, bracket to caliper in this case. The brackets are not right or left specific. They are changeable and have the same part number. The caliper attaches to the bracket with the silver hex bolts and washers. And it's a 10 millimeter. For the brake pads, these calipers take the S2000 pads, and these are the ones I used. I just got them from AutoZone. Also, you'll have to cut this silver brake wear clip in the back, and also the bottom left little nub right there. So here I'm just showing the areas where you need to grind down in order for the pads to fit. Just grind a little, test fit it, rinse and repeat until the pad's going smoothly. So it doesn't take much and the process should be quick. And I just used a regular Dremel to do this portion. Now let's prep for the actual install. First we gotta cut the dust shield, and I just kinda eyeballed it according to the diagram. Now almost every video I watched, most folks use an angle grinder, but I'm just showing that this can be done with a regular Dremel. This wasn't hard, just tedious. I probably broke like 6 or 7 discs doing this process by being a little impatient. And looking back, I definitely see why the angle grinder is way better. And now I'm at the point where I can just use a vice grip to bend it back and forth to break the rest off. Cool, and that's it. Comes off pretty easy. Thankfully the dust shield is made of a thin metal. Also, don't forget to sand the edges down. Now with the bottom portion, I just tried something just a little bit different. I didn't try to cut all the way through with the Dremel. I just made a little line with the Dremel, enough for me to bend back and forth and break it off. So definitely went by a lot faster doing it this route. And here it is, the modified dust shield. May not be the exact specifications according to the diagram, but this is what worked for me. Now we're at the most important part, actually putting the caliper on the knuckle. So make sure the knuckle bolts, the black bolts, you put the washers on there, and the caliper bracket, make sure the spacer goes between the bracket and the knuckle. And here you'll see a little better view of where the space exactly goes. So just make sure it's between the bracket and the knuckle. And these bolts get torqued down to 80 foot-pounds. Okay, so the rotor is on, and now I'm just sliding the caliper over the rotor and attached it to the bracket. And this part is a little more involving than I want it to be. I actually don't use any rotor screws, so it's causing me to hold the rotor with one hand and the caliper with the other. For those of you that use the rotor screws, this part will go a lot smoother. And these bolts are torqued to about 40 foot-pounds. And this is it, pretty much the end result. So definitely looking a lot better than the stock ones. So now just putting the brake pads in. And now would be a good time if you want to just put a little bit of brake grease on the back of it so they won't squeak. And as I said before, the pads should slide in pretty smoothly, so nothing you gotta force into. So now we're just putting the brake pad cover on here and the cover screws. So these are hex bit. It's a 5mm, and it gets torqued down to 9 foot-pounds. And here's an important part. You just want to spin the rotor back and forth. Make sure you don't hear any weird noises or weird rubbing sounds. And if everything looks and feels good, last part is just to swap the brake lines and you're good to go. And that's it. So this is pretty much the finished product. I did go back and use the blue Loctite and retorqued everything. Now I'm just checking to make sure the wheel clears. These are 17 by 8 plus 45 with enough room. But just remember, the lower the offset, the less clearance you're likely to have. So just make sure you test fit them first, just to find out if you need a spacer or not. Well, YouTube land, that's about it for this video. The TSX vlog number 2 is in the books. I do plan on doing a review of these calipers, so stay tuned. But my ultimate goal is to keep making content worthy of your clicks, views, shares, and likes. That's your boy, Ron Ant Lee. Peace.